Magandang hapon mga kasama. Pakinggan po natin ang nagaganap na address ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na nandyan po sa Camarines Sur sa Bicol ngayong oras na ito.
By another 10 billion at ito po ulit ay pwede pong i-access ng national government agencies to replenish the respective quick response fund po at para po dun sa mga regular rehabilitation and recovery programs subject po sa validation ng Office of Civil Defense, endorsement ng NDRIM Council for OP approval. And dahil po sa effect ng Typhoon Ulysses, we are also now in the process of calculating or proposing similar arrangement po na pinakita po namin kanina for those affected by Typhoon Quinta and Rolly to provide augmentation for local calamity fund, especially po sa area ng Region 2, like po yung Cagayan and Isabela. Next slide, please. So gaya po ng nabanggit po kanina, Mr. President, there are available resources allotted sa mga departments through the Quick Response Fund, and I'm just showing on the slide po yung allowable limit, meaning ito po yung pwede po namin i-replenish sa mga department subject to the usual guidelines. So for DA, we have 1.5 billion, DOH, we have 600 million, DepEd up to 2.1 billion, OCD 250 million, DPWH 1 billion, DSWD 1.25 billion, at NEA 100 million. So rest assured po that as soon as we receive requests from these agencies for replenishment of their QRF, we are quickly acting on it po para po patuloy po ang pagpo-provide ng serbisyo po sa ating mga kababayan na naapektuhan po ng sunod-sunod na bagyo. And after po nung nabanggit pong second 10 billion augmentation, Mr. President, ito na po ngayon yung updated balances of the NDRIM fund. So for the regular NDRIM program, kung saan po kukunin din yung mga QRF, we now have 11.774 billion earthquake damage in regions 11 and 12 at 4.943 billion. Ito po ay, again, awaiting na lang po ng details ng po mga mapupondang projects, including po yung mga damaged schools po sa regions 11 and 12. And yun pong CARED program or Comprehensive Aid to Repair earthquake damage in regions 11 and 12 at 4.943 billion. Ito po ay, again, awaiting na lang po ng details ng po mga mapupondang projects, including po yung mga damaged schools po sa regions 11 and 12. Thank you very much po.
Kasi ito, wala na, depleted na yung ano nila, calamity fund, one after the other. So, ang usual problema sa gobyerno is how long after can these funds be accessed by them?
Mr. President, as soon as we receive po the formal approval letter from OP po, we are already with the documentation for transfer of these funds from BTR to the local government units po.
Usually, how long does it take for this process to take place?
Kapag may OP approval na po, Mr. President, the SARO and NCA po, within a week's time po, nare-release na po namin yan. Minsan po, one day po, pinaprioritize na po yan ni Secretary Abisado po. Nare-release po kaagad namin sa Bureau of Treasury po para matransfer po kaagad ang pondo, Mr. President, to the local government units.
So, kindly move faster kasi kailangan ng tao. So that's about it. It's really the assistance that the government, national government can spare for the provinces that were hit badly. Takaka ko sa sa Cagayan Valley, there was no there were bursts of winds, but tubig lahat and landslide. Mayroon kasi sila palang doon may bukid, tapos there's a lot of small mining activity going on. At kung kasi ito mga buta sa bukid, pag lagyan ito ng tubig, it loosens the soil. Kaya talagang babagsak yan. Gravity, it goes down. And the problem is, yung mga settlers or the one, mga minor, doon nakatira sa baba ng yung mining activity nila. So, bakit naman ganon? I cannot understand. Pero siguro nagtiwala sila na matatag yung bukid. But if you punch so many holes there, just like what they're doing, naturally, would loosen the soil altogether. Yun ang nangyari doon. Dito, yung binibigyan kay lahat akin na, saan yung akin? Nahihiya tuloy ako. Ay, hindi ako susuot ng mask, basta I seem not be able to convey what I'm saying using this mask. So, tinatanggal ko talaga pag nagsasalita ako. But enough that we go back to the problem. It's a matter of time. How long after, I said, after this talk here, how long after can the funds be accessed by the local government? Bilisan lang ninyo. And of course, yung cabinet members, alam na nila yan. Secretary Doki, how about the response of the Health Department?
Thank you, Mr. President. Magandang hapon po, Sir, Senator Bongo, to our Congress, our representatives, Congressman El Rey and Congresswoman Jocelyn Fortuna, and of course the Governor of Camarines Sur, and all my fellow cabinet members. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ang DOH po ay nakapagbigay na ng worth 40 million assistance by way of providing yung logistical support, drugs and medicines, supplies, yung mga hygiene kits and mga collapsible water containers sa buong kabikulan po, no? That's 6 provinces and Naga City, and also we have provided assistance including in the 40 million sa Bicol Regional Training Teaching Hospital, sa Bicol Medical Center, sa Bicol Regional and General Hospital and Geriatric Medical Center. Pero ang malaki pong kinakailangan na pondo, Mr. President, sa halagang mga 290 million pesos ay yung mga damaged health facilities. Ito na po yung mga DOH6, the Bicol office, the retained hospitals and the treatment and rehabilitation centers, ang mga LGU hospitals, the rural health units, the barangay health stations. Ang kinakailangan po ritong mapondohan ay 286.5 million pesos after the assessment has been done, and also validation po. Binavalidate po natin na tama po yung kanilang assessment. At one of the priorities po is to repair the damage, isolation and quarantine facilities sa probinsya ng Albay, Camarines Sur, Camarines Norte. Abutin po ng mga 11.2 million pesos, Mr. President. Not much, but we need the money right away. Kasi this is a basic service that needs immediate attention, and repair is in order. I did my assessment of all of this today, and also in Catanduanes with Senator Bongo last week. And so we have been up and about looking at the extent of damage and the funding needed to be able to undertake the repair and the rehabilitation. So marami din po tayong mga nagawa na post-disaster in the areas of public health and medical services, nutrition, complementing of course the DSWD, and also for the water and sanitation and hygiene services for the affected people and communities, and also the mental health and psychosocial services. Marami po ito, Mr. President, hindi ko na po isa-isahin, but we've been so used to doing this, Mr. President, and we have prepositioned for Bicol several millions for ensuring the continued provision of basic health services, mga gamot, mga medisina, mga water sanitation, hygiene, chlorine tablets, mga doxycycline, antibiotics for leptospirosis, kasi yan po ang isa sa mga binabantayan natin. Our surveillance officers are actively monitoring the health situation, and in particular the prevention of epidemics in the evacuation centers. Kanya po yung mga leptospirosis, we have been engaging through our quad media for the local health officers to ensure there is adequate supply of antibiotics against leptospirosis, against acute gastroenteritis, against other communicable infectious diseases, Mr. President. So ito lang po ang masasabi ko ngayon, pero ang very compelling indeed, Mr. President, is really the funding for the immediate repair of all of our local health facilities, both DOH retained and local government run health facilities. Salamat po, sir.
Let me ask you one question, Secretary. You have the money?
Yes, sir. We have the money, sir.
So ang problema lang sa, well, historically is that the government moves slowly, especially the national government. So pang itong pangyayari, kung mabilisan ninyo, cut the time to something like half or more than, yan ang reklamo ng tao. So especially itong ganito, the time is of the essence actually. They need to have to get hold of those things that are needed by them. Maka-access ka agad. So I need only one person to call me anytime. Si Judge Clavicilla can do it. If there's any delay or if there's any, tawagan lang niya ako, and we can always do something about your complaints. That is yung mga reklamo na dugayan sila. So, yes.
Yung mga kinakalat ng oposisyon na wala daw ang Pangulo, ako na magsasabi na Typhoon Usman, nandito kayo sa Camarines Sur, Typhoon Nina, nandito kayo. Ngayong Rolly, Ulysses, nandito na naman. So talagang loko-loko lang sila. Pero napakalaking good news po yung sinabi ng DBM na may augmentation, Senator Bong, na proposal ninyo sa Calamity Fund. Dahil talaga yung Quinta, Rolly, Ulysses, plus COVID, talagang ang Calamity Fund ng provincial government, halos mauubos na. May 3 pa daw na bagyo na parating sa aming lugar ngayong December. So that is very welcoming news. May I, if you permit me po, pakita ko lang po yung problema dito sa Camsur. Kasi from yung slide number 4, Kuya.
We'd be glad to.
Ito po, this is the province of Camarines Sur. Yung sa taas po is Cam Norte, yung sa baba is Albay. So pag umuulan po, nagde-drain ang tubig of Cam Norte and Albay in the Bicol River, which is Camarines Sur. So kaya lagi pong baha dito, konting ulan lang sa province of Camarines Sur. May World Bank study po noong 2013 na propose po masusolusyonan ang baha dito sa pagiging catch basin ng Camarines Sur, may I propose kahit next year, hatiin po natin sa 10-year phasing o 20-year, maumpisahan lang, talagang masusolusyonan po ang problema sa baha sa aming probinsya.
Sige. We would be glad to accommodate you, whatever it is. Is the World Bank doing the project study? Sige. Kung may pera. Yes.
Thank you. In relation to the comment of our good governor, I think it's about time, Mr. President, that we will have an inventory of all the major river systems all over the country. For one, we have the Iloilo River, Davao River, Butuan River, Cagayan River. Bicol River is the fifth largest and biggest river in the country today. We need to inventorize all of these and find out the depth of these rivers because, for one, we need to have a regular, permanent dredging program for all the river systems. Just like in Cagayan, Mr. President, Mayor, over the last 30 years, pag walang dredging, siltation would be a very harmful, natural movement of sands from up to downstreams. It is practically normal. Up until there is no dredging, Marikina River, Pasig River will certainly overflow. But there is one good news, Mr. President, because there is a back-to-back technology, which we did in Davao, sa Bukidnon, that the dredging activity, all silted materials that we can extract and harvest, can be a very good material for housing. The best material for technology using bricks is 6,000 PSI compared to concrete hollow blocks, which is only around 600. So 6,000 as against 600, that's only 10% in terms of strength. We will propose, Mr. President, Congressman Eller and myself were talking early on, that how can we make, in such a way, make use of the harvested or secured silted materials all over the country and identify housing projects which can also be used as the material. Madali lang yun kasi ang bricks is a normal activity that can be taken from silted materials, binded with organic materials, then i-bake siya, then pagkatapos gawing materials for housing. And it is very durable, Mr. President. We can have Exhibit A in Bukidnon, which we did in our partnership in Davao. I can show everyone there. And that is a very good technology. That is in relation to that.
And Davao, you can see when you pass by the Bangkerohan or Bolton Bridge. Not so much downstream, but upstream. There are a lot of people harvesting the sand there for sale. Para sa ginagamit ng mga bahay.
Mga bahay.
Doon nila kinukuha.
Ang binder niya, Mayor, is kanang gitaw na uhot sa humay. So the harvested humay, then gigaling na siya. That white abo is the natural binder of the bricks, and bake them for 36 hours, then you will have the best quality construction materials already.
When the province be ready to embark on the project, then it is good to remind yourself what materials to use. There's an overabundance of sand dredging. Yes, sir.
Sir, salamat ulit sa pagbalik mo dito tuwing bagyo. Nandito kayo, salamat. Yung talagang pinaka-problema talaga namin sa CAMSUR, as pointed out by the governor, sir, ang Albay po nandito, ang norte. So kahit konting ulan, sir, baha talaga kami. At yung baha po nababaha pati National Highway. So pag bagyo talaga, abot rin sa tao. So sir, ang talagang kailangan talaga mag-a-appeal kasi kami sa iyo na talagang sana, sir, madredge na po yung Bicol River talaga kasi billions are losses every year. And yung bagyo, sir, alam naman namin tatamaan kami 5-6 bagyo taon-taon eh. Pero sir, kung mapalalim, madredge talaga yung Bicol River, and according to the World Bank study po, kailangan talagang i-dredge na yan. Malaking tulong sa amin po, sir, na mangyayari. Then pangalawa, sir, alam rin namin na 5 to 10 typhoons tatamaan kami every year. Ang problema po, sir, is yung DPWH construction ng schools, pare-pareho sa buong Pilipinas, meaning 180 kilometers. Kami po umaabot ng 250. So tuwing nagbabagyo, nasisira po yung school. Kung pwede sana sa Bicol, sir, may disenyo na at least 280 to 300. Mas mahal po, pero at the end of the day, mas makakamura dahil hindi na kami mag-repair kung merong special design po sa schools.
Okay, okay, but just prepare the kasi yung overpriced or just a more expensive one. It's just a cheaper one. Yan ang nagkakagulo eh. Tapos delay the project and eventually abandon. But I've seen a lot of JICA assisted projects. Talagang mahusay. They're doing a number of public works in the city of Davao.
Sir, yung JICA na mga school po, napakatibay po. Totoo po yun. Sa school, hindi nasisira. Yung mga ginawa sa amin, hindi nasisira ng bagyo. Malaking bagay po.
Yung Davao Airport, JICA yan. JICA is, Davao is JICA. Jensen and the others, Amerikano yan. Kaya nandoon yung ano nila yan. The Americans are there, they constructed the airport. Maganda. Pero sa Davao, wala. Kasi ayaw ko sila. Hindi kami nagkakaintindihan niya. Ngayon. So, I'm happy to hear that there's going to be a movement, at least in the coming days. Tol, ikaw na ang mag-apura sa kanila.
Mr. President, first of all, magandang lalaking parka ka pa rin. Say, you please stay healthy for us all. About the problem of flooding here in Camarines Sur, tama po yung sabi ni Governor at ni Kong El Rey na catch basin po ang Camarines Sur. There was a time, the time of the grandfather of our governor and the father of our Kong El Rey, Kong Luis Villoperte, nagtatagpo siya ng Bicol River Basin Development Authority. Ang nangyari po, parang kulang ata ang funding na ibibigay ng province at that time. Kaya po, medyo naantala po yung pagtapos ng Bicol River Basin Development Authority. There was that suggestion, Mr. President, that 3 barangays in Baaw should be developed as an impounding area, and they call it the Phantom Baaw Lake. Meaning to say, during heavy flooding, the water will be impounded in that area, and during dry season, they can plant other crops there. But it will have a social impact on some 3 barangays in Baaw. So they consider that, so they abandon that plan. However, I believe we can pursue that. We can pursue that.
If it's a good plan, you're really determined to build your catch basin dito. You just have to move the people but convince them. Ang social impact niyan is housing. Ano yan, you have to pantayan mo. You have to equal the quality and the kind of house that they have.
We will need the coordination, Mr. President, of the DPWH, the provincial government, the DNR. We need all their cooperation, their support para po maging feasible po ang pag-rehab ng Bicol River Basin Development Authority. Maganda po yun. Talagang kami po, ngayon lang po nagkaroon ng naging passable yung San Fernando area, Municipality of San Fernando, Milar. Yung pongkwa ni Congresswoman Fortuno, yung Nabwa, ngayon lang po naging passable. Sa Tiwi po, sa Albay, sa Legazpi, palagi pong binabaha. Ang nakakaawa po talaga ang Camarines Sur, after nag-subside na po ang Albay, ang water sa Albay at saka Norte, papunta na po sa amin. Kaya tapos na sila, kami magsisimula pa lang.
The main bulk and the residual.
Residual.
Kuha kayo. Well, ako, I can only give you a guarantee that I will support the project.
I thank you, Mr. President.
There is somebody who can, isang tao lang kasi, I need 1 month per project. Kaya ako, baka itong, wala akong ano kay, please understand that I do not have anything against Villar. It's very honest, it's very good, very industrial. Makita ko naman ang trabaho niya sa Manila, mga highways niya. Problem is DPWH is inhabited with mga demonyo. So,
Excuse me, Mr. President, yung pong nakarating sa yung mga pangalan ng supposed to be corrupt officers of the PWH, ang iba po sa kanila patay na.
buti, kung hindi, patayin na lang natin rin.
Ang iba po sa kanila patay na. Ang iba po nag-retire na. Kaya, hindi naman po kuwan.
Well, actually, it's the ombudsman. Hindi ko trabaho yan. Kaya kita mo, pagka-investigation, dismissal ka agad. Which you cannot do in dito. Marami pang dadaanan na proseso. Well, eventually, it would arrive at my office. Pero, ang ombudsman, ang galit ang ombudsman sa corruption, I don't know. He might have a bad experience with them when he was ganon yan eh.
Pebedan po yan eh, ang ombudsman.
Ako hindi ako nakikalam. Basta sabi niya, sa Murtocam.
Thank you. Thank you po, Mr. President.
Ako sa Immigration 42. Wipe out. Wala tayong magawa. So,
Kami po sa opisina ng UPABA, ang kwampo lang namin, ang function is monitoring ng mga infra projects, then the monitoring and then coordination with the different agencies. Again, Mr. President, I will take this opportunity to extend our gratitude sa mga first responder ng Trolley, Quinta, at saka ng Ulysses. Ang DSW po ang nangunguna tumulong sa amin dito sa Camarines Sur at saka sa Bicol region. Yung mga trucks po ng DPWH, they made it available for the distribution of the relief materials in food packs. Kaya salamat po sa kanila. And then, of course, ang OCD po, inaantay din namin po ang assessment report ng different agencies na ito. Kaya,
I will hurry them up. So, no problem about that. Going back to this project of yours, this is a good one. If you can construct a basin, you could have minimized the destruction. Kaya dapat i-pursue yan. I don't know if it would, I'm about to make the exit. But if you can start, I'd be happy to help you there. Hindi na kailangan ako kasi I barely have one less than a year.
We have the right people para po dyan. It started with Congressman Louis Villaperte. It was pursued by Congressman El Rey, and finally by the Governor. Sila po ang makakatulong dyan siguro sa pagpurso ng project na ito ng Bicol River Basin.
Itong project na ito?
Yes.
Walang iba kayo.
Ano po?
Kaya ang mag-ano nito? Of
Ay,
course.
hindi po. Kasi nag-uusap po kami ng Regional Development Council, and one of those meetings, it was brought up, Mr. President, the rehabilitation of the project of the Bicol River Basin Development Authority.
Itong Rehabilitation Council, hindi ako masyado, I'm not so keen about itong mga committee, mga council. Walang quorum, walang ano. So ako, kita mo, most of my cabinet members are military actually. Ito si ruling military ito. So, halad. Kasi isang tao lang ang ano mo dyan. Now that man has to just liaison with JICA. Kung yan ang ano ng JICA, isang tao lang, do not throw it to a council, ng development council. You will have a hard time. You get a raucous there every meeting, kanya-kanya. So, get a man with a vision who shares your vision, then isa lang talaga ang itong ano. Ako, that's a lesson that I've learned when I was, not because I want to pull my chair here. Yung overlapping ano, tsaka yung the penchant for people to be indolent. Basta yung committee, matagal talaga yan. That's why ngayon, even the city council, you want a conversion from agriculture to commercial. Ayan, lahat maghingi ng pera at saka patagalin talaga. That's why I said, I'm going to file a case against you. Dalawang meeting ng City Council will suffice. Kaya huwag kayong ako do not yung Regional Development Council ng gano'n. Inano ko yan. Wala ako dyan. Isang tao lang. Kaya turo ko sana. Dito kay Ruiz yan.
Sige po.
When he was through with his career, sabi ko, kinuha ko. Tapos, kasi kilala ko eh. Wala akong problema sa DSWD, walang corruption, wala lahat. Wala na. Kasi isang tao lang, usapin mo.
We will do that, Mr.
Most
President.
of my, except Bebot Belio, sa Bisaya, dalawa lang kaming Bisaya na iwan dyan sa cabinet. Most of them are military men, ang mga Ilocano. Ang sundalo kasi natin dito sa Pilipinas, Ilocano pati Ilonggo. Yan lang ang warlike. Totoo. Mga Bisaya, Subano, putang ina. Ang duduwag na wala akong nakitang sundalo na magtanong ako. Ano ka? Bisaya ka? Bisaya, Ilonggo, Ilocano. Meron ka makita na swerte na masyado.
Iyan lang po.
We learned dito sa avoid council, avoid committees. look for the guy that is really competent and he knows his business. At he would put his heart on it. Sinabi mo, tapusin mo yan, tapusin. Ako, frankly, I can get that kind of situation response sa military. Isang salita lang. Wala na. Ako nang magpasabi ko. Sige, gawin mo na. Ako nang bahala.
That's all, Mr. President, and please stay healthy for us.
Sa dito at sa Vision, baka ikaw ang pwede kay taga rito kay.
Hindi ko na po kaya.
Bakit?
Vulnerable na po ako.
Sa
COVID-19 because of Secretary Doke.
classmate kami sa classmate ko ito sa law school, Brad ko pa. Pero naubos ang panahon niya sa medyo tumanda na. Nakakatanda talaga yan. Sobrang babae, nakakatanda yan.
Sabi nga po ni Kong Elre, undersex daw po ako. Undersex. Kaya kung pwede po, gawin mo na kung secretary para hindi na undersex.
Wala na.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yung kapatid ng NBI, Luren, patay na. Somebody called me sa my office.
Bisaya?
Yung Bisaya. Tatlo lang kami yung Bisaya. Kaya
2 months ago. 2 months ago. Si Sinobio.
Sinubyo. Patay na. COVID?
COVID lang. COVID.
Putang ina. Kulang sa babae kung gano'n. Tol. Congressman, I cannot stay. I have to, may time limitation ako. Walang ilaw yung airport niya. I have to see the runway taking off.
Sir, salamat, sir.
Ito, aside ka lang ng isang good engineer or a good
That time check was brought to you by ACS Manufacturing Corporation, ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
Pride Bar, hindi lang puti, kisla puti.
Pag nilaban sa Pride Bar Blue, ang puting damit ay magiging mas puti ito, mas puti ito, mas puti ito. Sa Pride Bar Blue, pwedeng hindi na ako magtina, anyel o bleach dahil ang Pride Bar Blue ay may power widener na nanunuot sa bawat hibla. Kaya ang damit ay kisla puti at panayan pa sa kamay. Mas puti ito, mas puti ito, mas puti ito. Pride Bar Blue with power whitener. Di lang puti, kisla puti. Pride Bar Blue. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality. ACS.
Tutok Bagyo.
At yan po mga kasama, napakinggan niyo po ang situational briefing ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa Camarines Sur sa Bicol Region. Ilan po sa mga mahalagang sinabi ng Pangulo ay ang kailangan ng pagiging mabilis ng gobyerno sa mga ganitong kalamidad na kinakaharap ng bansa. Habang nanawagan din po ang Pangulo sa Department of Budget and Management na pabilisin ang pagpapalabas ng pondo dahil kailangan na ito ng mga Pilipino. Present din sa pulong si Department of Health Secretary Francisco Duque III na sinabing nakapagbigay ng DOH ng 40 milyong piso para magbigay suporta sa logistics, drugs at medicine at supply sa buong rehiyon ng Bicol. Kailangan din anya ng 290 milyong piso ng DOH para maisaayos ang ilang nasirang pasilidad sa rehiyon dahil sa bagyong Ulysses. Samantala, mga kasama, isinailalim na sa state of calamity ang Tuguegarao City na kapital ng Cagayan Province dahil sa malawakang pagbaha dulot ng bagyong Ulysses at mga nagdaang bagyo. Sa ngayon, matapos makuusap ang ilang cabinet official sa gobyerno at lokal na pamahalaan sa Cagayan, Tuguegarao at Isabela, nangako ng tulong si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa mga ito. At samantala sa iba pang mga balita, umabot na sa 407,838 ang kabuang kaso ng COVID-19 sa bansa. Sa case bulletin na inilabas ng Department of Health ngayong araw, 1,530 bagong kaso ng COVID-19 ang naitala, kung saan pinakamarami ay mula sa Cavite na nasa 90. Nasa 11,290 bagong recoveries naman ang naitala ng DOH, dahilan para umabot na sa 374,329 ang kabuang bilang ng mga gumaling, habang umabot na sa 7,832 ang bilang ng mga nasawi matapos madagdagan ng 41 ngayong araw. Sa ngayon, nasa 25,677 na lamang ang total active cases sa bansa. At mga kasama, isang panawagan, isang ginang ang sumakay ng taxi sa may Kimberly Hotel malapit sa airport at nagpahatid sa Loreto, Sampaloc sa Manila kagabi. Naiwan sa taxi ang mga dokumento kasama na ditong dual citizenship at iba pang personal na gamit, mga gamot ng aso at mga damit. Hindi lang nakuha ng ginang ang detalye ng taxi. Kung nakikinig man po ang taxi driver na nasakyan ng ginang kagabi, sa may Kimberly Hotel, mangyari lamang po na makipakibalik ang mga mahahalagang dokumento. Maaari pong tawagan si Mr. John Ibanez sa numerong 0917-590-2958. Inuulit ko po, maaari pong tawagan si Mr. John Ibanez sa numerong 0917-590-2958. At yan ang mga balita sa oras na ito. Ako po yung Radyoman Abby Malanday ng DZXL 558 Tatak RMN. Oras natin makasama 5:15 ng hapon.